Hello everyone. What's up? It's your boy H to the Z. Today, we're taking a look at VaporishCoast's first game, the Jade Dragons. I recorded this a little bit ago, and had a chance to watch it back yet, and actually do the audio over the top. But like, look ma, no hands, and I'm changing things around. Actually recorded the demo earlier. And as you'll see as this game goes on, it actually turned out to be like kind of Coast and PBM demo. I didn't realize this when I was watching the game at the time, but Mike just stuck to Coast this game to the point where I was like looking around to see if he was gonna kiss anyone else. But no, it was very. Oh, my husband is clapping at the cats. Just as I start recording. Perfect. Anyway, they're losing pressure. It's Athena, Sol, Athena gonna have pressure in the early game. And we'll see. Well, I think they get aggressive here, I remember. You'll see. They got the kiss, they get the impale. Even though the impale was blocked, you force out the beads, you trade beads. Coast looked a little bit in trouble here, but I think there were a couple missed autos by Panda Cat, and then a couple blocked autos by Mike. And now I feel like you're probably in a good spot. You've traded out relics. I would say that Afro Anhur is a little scarier into the Sol with no beads than the Athena is into the Anhur with no beads. They rotate Laspra over to see if he can get something done. And this is a clean. Look at this. This kill. Oh, just gets the impale off before he's taunted. I don't know if taunt just came off cooldown there or something for wrong you. Maybe could have taunted a little earlier, but Coast connects with the impale and gets first blood. They grab the shield buff. Same old, same old. But yeah, I thought this was a really impressive first. This was the second game we'd seen of the Dragons. I think Coast played Anhur game 1 and game 2. And then PBM played Afro game 2 and game 3. But it was interesting. It definitely looked strong in this one. Both of them looked strong. I heard good things when I did an interview with Cherio and Coast earlier on this week. I'll check that out on my channel if you haven't seen it already. Cherio was speaking very highly of Coast already, talking about how he's already making great calls for the team and helping them make the right decisions, saying things like, well, let's just wait for my relics before we fight. My beads are down, just wait an amount of time. And we might see some of that come through in this game. I do remember from recording this back that there were some odd moments where the Dragons just like waited. They just paused for a bit. Purple buff invade is the call. I guess they know the junglers are over on the solo side of the map at blue. Must have got some indications of that. Coast jumps over the wall, pillars, walks away. Doesn't have beads at this point. It looks like Athena taunt can't get in. Set rotates over. I thought Shinto was maybe going to go here, but he got impaled into the wall. And I think that displacement was enough to say, alright, we give up the buff and disengage. That was a good rotation by Shinto, honestly. It felt like it was going to be a kill at the time. It's odd that it wasn't, even now watching it back. It seems like they called it off. Maybe Panda Cat wasn't quite in range to follow up. The impale and the back off seemed to be enough to just say, okay. And maybe Shinto as well was weighing up whether he was going to lose waves. I don't know if he lost the green there from it being showing on the ground. I think he didn't lose the green, but I don't know. I can't go and check because I'm not spectating this live. Let's see. Is he going to pick up green? Nobody picked up the green. So I do not know. Anyway, got a nice cup of tea. It is Friday. I have been to the dentist and gotten my hair cut today. As well as I went and picked up lunch, and then I played a couple games of CSGO. Or CS2 rather, not CSGO. Couple games of CS2. Now it's now. I'm recording this. Gonna be streaming after this. That'll be fun. I'll probably put this up as soon as I'm done here, and then put it live maybe at the end of the stream. I could even premiere it. I've been thinking about premieres a little bit more. I don't really care about them. But if people enjoy them as a spectacle, being able to chat over the gameplay as they watch it back, I don't mind doing them at all. What else have I got going on at the moment? We got power rankings done yesterday. I did put Coast only third. I think people really underrate how well Netroid's played this phase, but, you know, it is what it is. I really think he's had a good phase. I know he did get soloed that one time by Parkour, but I think he's like carried, he hard carried a couple games for the Oni Warriors, and he's just been, ADC is a difficult role to play right now, and I feel like he's been super solid in it. Lifesteal buff is the option here. Are they going to pull backs as well? We'll see. They're edging towards the backs. This tends to be the way Duo goes at the moment in comp, is ADC and support share purple in these backs, like for the first maybe 10 minutes of the game. These backs tend to belong to the ADC, which is interesting. It's a little shift away from, I guess, traditionally, those backs have gone to junglers. Nothing much happening in the lane right now. PBM sticking around. Looks like they want to pressure Panda Cat. They do. Get the Sol ult. Still have Anhur available. There's a Charon ult used there as well, as we saw it fly past our collective windows. Will Panda Cat go back? Oh, and also, if you want to watch games back, I get asked this like all the time in these videos. The instructions on how to watch back demos are in the description. You'll be able to watch back the current set of demos until Big Patch, which is on Tuesday, I believe. So just keep that in mind every time. I'm never sure. I've been thinking about it. I wonder if, because they obviously have to spectate SCC games to get broadcast a week later. I wonder if there is a way to roll back your client and watch demos that they're just not telling me. Or if they just record SCC like ahead of time and then cast it live. You know, on the day of broadcast. I don't know. Shield buff secured. Shield buff really, really valuable. I think it's a little bit of the inside the SPL chat here. Players are in general asking for a nerf to shield buff right now because the prots I think are a little strong. It gives you, maybe people don't even know this, it gives you prots alongside the shield it gives you, and that just means that you can snowball duo pressure, right? Because you have prots, the enemy team can't trade you because they can't trade you, they can't regain pressure, so you get the next shield buff, and so you can control the lane. Which is why we see junglers value that shield buff rotation over the rotation to solo for the cooldown buff, just because the shield buff gives you a lot more in terms of like pressure that repeats. If you get the first shield buff, you're likely to get most of the shield buffs from then on, depending on how the game goes, but it's not quite the same with the cooldown buff. But yeah. I haven't really thought about what I wanted to talk about here. I'm interested to see, we'll get to see the dragons in that. I don't know who the dragons are playing this weekend, but I'm interested to see more of them. With Coast coming in. I feel like it already give them a lot more direction. It is something they need. More places to play through, because I don't think either Nika or Dardes are particularly good at being the ones who want to like have the jungler and the support play around them and take control of a game. Whereas I think Coast definitely does have that. And it gives them more of an identity and more of a like an always goal is going to be get Coast pressure, get Coast ahead, let him play up, and let him control the game from there. I remember when I watched this, I didn't love these wards getting placed. I don't know who placed the top side one here, but it feels like some of these wards on the map. I don't know if I can pull up with my mouse. I'm watching this in VLC player. It feels like some of these wards are a little redundant, right? You got these two. Oh, this one actually gets sentryed out. But if you've got these two, I don't know. If you've got this one, you don't really need this one. You got this one, you don't really need this one. I would much prefer a ward somewhere else than these three all grouped in one place. But I guess it means that the Coast isn't going to get any nasty surprises. The back, I have fast forwarded through the backs when I was spectating this back. It was a fairly long game. There's one play in particular that we'll get to in it's about 20 minutes into the game. Oh, I spilled a little bit of tea on my hand. That's hot. But there's a great play later on, which I think I went back in slow mode and stuff like that. So we'll get to watch that in a bit of detail. I'm going to try and do this all in one take so that I don't have to do any editing. That would be ideal. Should probably check that I'm recording. I'm recording. Geo Wizard style. Shout out Geo Wizard. Great man. You haven't watched his straight line missions on YouTube? This is something I've been thinking about doing. I don't know if people would receive it well or if they care. Because I don't think you should care that much about anything I have to say on anything other than Smite, I guess. But, however, I I thought about doing like, hey, what am I watching on YouTube? What do I enjoy watching? What are the channels that I really like? Because there's a few gems in there that I think all of you would enjoy. But who knows? Hard to say. Do you feel like that? I apologize if this is the case. It feels like the game audio is slightly off on the recording. Oh well. No sense crying about it now. I couldn't because I'm recording the audio. I was thinking I could go back and take my audio and layer that over the game audio and move the game audio back a bit. But then, because I'm recording this with the audio playing, they're both going to be on the same audio track, so it would then mean that yeah, it's not a thing I can do, I don't think. Anyway, build-wise, it's pretty standard by Coast, by the... Oh, he actually loses a shield buff there. That was a nice rotation by Panda Cat. Has pressure with his jungler and his support being in this side of the jungle. It was a weird comp, Erlang Shen mid for Dardes. Serb solo for Nika to make up for the lack of magical. But yeah. I think Dardes went like... Coast went like... Did he just go Xe Dom... Let's see, I'll probably show it at some point and we can have a look and talk about it then. That's the problem with not doing the commentary live, is I don't remember everything that I did while recording this. Gold Fury call. As the casters would say, they have no idea this is going on right now. Oh, sneaking it! Oh wait, they have Oracle Vision. They know, they just had bad back timings. A little bit careless by the Leviathans. Good punish by the Dragons. Nice call by them. Very decisive as well. There was no like pussyfooting around it. Oh no. This is funny. This is where Coast, he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll just miss all my autos so that I can bait the Athena ult. Smart. That is smart by Coast. We go back. We want to watch it again. So it's just the engage that catches him. Panda Cat, kind of careless in the way he walks back into lane. Maybe thinks that backs were done, like that Coast and Co backed off. He used his 3, see? So Coast knows the 3's down, instantly hits the impale. Great pillar, stops him disengaging the way he wants to go. Beads and Aegis, I think, were used straight away by Panda Cat. And then a few missed autos come through eventually. Oh, 1 missed, 2 missed, oh, 3 missed, oh, 4 missed. That's why Natrioid's number 2. He would never miss 4 autos in a row and still get a solo kill. Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there by Panda Cat. Got the Coast missing so many autos meant that he got Athena and Kayron ults out of it. Just quite funny. Shield buff up. The Lion Man. Lost 1 shield buff, but now back to it. Pushes the wave into tower, goes back. Standing in base. Waiting for his Afro. The movement speed. Stygian Beacon is charging. And we're in mid now. This was I'm pretty sure they send Dardes over to duo here. They sent someone else. So they rotate Coast over there, like, Coast is strong. Let's rotate over, and let's pressure the Pyromancer or the mid-tier one, which is good. So Gold Fury's down, so you don't really want your strong guy and your objective killer, who are the same guy in this case, to be on the duo side of the map. You want them to be around where they can have impact. And so they rotate him over to mid. And I think this is the start of when Mike is just, like, linked to Coast for, like, the rest of the game. But they send Coast over to mid, and now they're pressuring Pyromancer, they're threatening that, and then they put some damage on the mid-tier one. Meanwhile, Laspra and Dardes are both over on the duo side of the map having a look at this Sol. Difficult for Erlang to fight a Sol, in my opinion. Knock up immune on the 3, I guess, if you go turtle mode, right? So, oh, here we go, here's the build. Devo's Xe Dom. Did go Cowl also, believe turns that into a leader's Cowl later on in this game. Gooseberry stack, Beads Aegis not leveled up yet. Another 1v1. I think Coast looks like he just dies here. It's nice play by Panda Cat. Gets the Athena ult on him, knows that Shinto's on the way also. Coast opts to use his beads, which I'm not sure he should have. Didn't use the Aegis, does fall down. And we'll fast forward through until Coast's back alive, and here he is. He sees the Sol go back. He goes and clears his waves. Nothing too exciting going on. Oh, we're coming up to it, though. 3-minute warning on the sick play. Or maybe 2 minutes. I think it's maybe at 20:30. I forget. Anyway, it's in mid. We'll see if Coast rotates over now. He can boogie going on. It's over. Good stuff. We have too many bits, I feel like. Too many ongoing bits. He leaves this on blue. That's interesting. I wonder if Mike keeps it on blue at this time. Looks like he does. Cooldown is going to be the name of the game. There is a rotation over from Nika towards mid. Wave going into the solo tier 1 tower. And Pyromancer being done also. They have rotated. Is this a 5v5? 4v5 right now. Shinto's not here. Final K goes topside and then just dashes out. Adapting tries to dive and gets exploded. Shinto does get Lasper on the front now. So 1 for 1. Not a whole lot of impact there. Coast made sure he was in the fight. But look, he's so fearless. He steps up. And here we go. Is it? No, it's not yet. It's not yet. It's later. It's soon though. In this kind of situation. Double sentry wards here on the pyro by the blue squad. Looks like that back one wasn't caught by the sword. Use Frenzy. I didn't touch on that at the start. It was interesting that Mike used Frenzy level 1 just to make sure that they cleared okay and could get to the lane reasonably on time and not get totally zoned by Athena Sol. But yeah, use this Frenzy early and often, did Mike. Went for a shell alongside it. Not much going on. Gold Fury being pulled. Coast has no idea the Gold Fury is being pulled. Oh no, he has a ward on it. Turns out he has a ward on it. He did have an idea. But opt to let that one go. There was a lot of vision control around it though by the blue squad there. Essentially, maybe I should have flipped the map for this. It is a little confusing to have the map essentially upside down the way you're watching, but if you flip the map, I think I've talked about this before, but if you flip the map in Spectator... Wait, hang on, everybody focus. Don't talk about that yet. If you flip the map in Spectator, it flips the way it looks, but doesn't flip it for like clicking on the map. So if you click it like right red tier 2, you land at blue left tier 2. Okay, dash taunt onto Coast. He doesn't beads. Pulls the beads, jumps out, sees the K-Run ult coming. Ults, cancels the ult, impales the set away, beats Aegis as the Athena ult comes down, gets into tower, gets the Afro ult, lives. They've overdived, they've used their beads, they've used everything trying to kill Coast. He's not even that low. Nika gets a 2-man ult and they kill 2. So sick that we have to watch it twice. Here you go, here's the replay. They pick. Seems to be like a little bit of a bait. He doesn't see the Athena. Yeah, there's no... Looks like there's... They have vision of them running over. I don't think it was a... I don't know. Was it a bait? He jumps pre-taunt. It used to be a thing you would do in Smite where you would jump and your I think they fixed it, but your momentum wouldn't change direction until after the spacebar jump was over, if you know what I mean. This is so sick. The ult cancel avoids the Sol ult. Slowed. Uses beads Aegis. There's beads set, forced out. Athena ult doesn't connect onto him. PBM gets a back off. Now he's safely in his tier 2 tower. Here comes Nika. Gets the ult. Didn't pull the... Oh, he did pull the set. The set, for some reason, is just showing up. Like, health bar isn't showing up. And they both die. So sick, man. Shout out to our cameraman, me. The slow-mo on that one. What a beautiful... What a beautiful passage of play there by Coast. I love the ult cancel into the impale. Just lovely. Saves his relics on the initial engage. Uses them at the perfect time. Lives for just so long. But his team are able to follow up. They get a 3 for 0. And they pick up the FG off of it. Kind of annoyed me here that I couldn't see the Fire Giant's health armor when I'm spectating. I think I maybe go off. Do I go off first person? Maybe I don't. Remember, yeah, I do. There you go. I remember being annoyed that I couldn't see the FG's health. I guess on the broadcast they have the thing in the top left, right, which shows the health, so you can't see it from POV. It's not such a big deal. Maybe there's a way I could have fixed it. I don't know. Maybe I pressed a button I shouldn't have pressed. You never know with Spectre. Afro waiting for the Afro. Afro linked to him again. Farming up. Killing a ward. They know people are around because that TP tried to come through. They lose purple, which I don't think they're happy about. Is that one of the side minions they have? What time are we at? 20 to 4. 20 minutes until I need to stream. Plenty of time. feels like a productive day, you know? Put my power, I made my power rankings thumbnail, put that live. Got my hair cut, went to the dentist, getting this done. Then I'm gonna stream for like 8 hours. Pyromancer is free. Seems like they're delaying the beacon here for, I'm not sure what. They do eventually get it. But it does spawn the Titans, so maybe they wanted to make sure they were in a position to push first. Mid is the option set with split pushing in... Which side of the map is that? Geo side? Susano's looking out for that. You can see on them. I'm just looking at the map here, for the record, because there's nothing going on in mid. It seems like Laspra was really worried about a split push here. Eventually they step in, they bomb the tier 2, they get it. They get out very nervy sieging still, which is probably... is it sensible for the dragons to be very nervous when sieging? Because they've been so bad at it historically? I don't know. They seem to be really being careful not to get moved around the map here. Laspra still hasn't moved over to group up with his team. Still staying split away, waiting for any kind of split push, and now he looks like he's coming over because they have Titans pushing. I don't know if they're actually going to push with the Titans. Do they get engaged on here? They might. Let's see. Ghost just slamming the Titan. They're going to kill this before the Titans meet. Decent damage by Fine, okay. The only Kayron solo we've seen still, right? This one in this game. Thought it did look okay. I don't know. Great damage on Taron here. And he ults to immune 2 CCs again and jumps out. I love the way he's holding his beads and Aegis in most fights. I think adapting does kill him here though, does he? Saving the Aegis until too late. Athena ult comes through. Close to getting it. Forced the beads, I think. Did he kill the Thor? Someone killed the Thor. I decided to not fast forward through this fight because it looked like it could have been interesting. Ends up just being a disengage though. So there's your FG off. Titans down. Now I think we enter a little bit of a stalemate. Gold Fury gets picked up by the Levi's, it looks like. Ghost rotates over to pick up this wave. Just farming it out. Farming it out. No relics for 70 here. So I imagine that we won't see much action out of the dragons for the next minute. They seem to be happy to just stand here and wait, and if the other team all in FG, they'll fight it. Pillar drop down. Pillar is so crazy powerful in these fights. 40% slow, I believe it is. In that kind of AoE, controls so much space around FG. I think Anhur, it really makes Anhur like a viable late game hunter. No bead there. I'm pointing out to myself, no beads Aegis for 30, so they're still just playing back. He's still got the Afro Link. He actually gonna back? He is. He had to both... I don't love that he backed there with both his wards still in pocket. I think just placing down a sentry somewhere defensive, trying to clear out a ward before you back there would have been much better. He did do that, right? Hopefully he did, and I wasn't tripping. But it feels like he didn't buy sentry and normal there. He had them in pocket. I don't love... I feel like if you're gonna go back and buy a 500 pot, maybe he didn't have gold for more wards. I'm not sure, but... How much gold does he have now? 267 in hand? Yeah, he definitely had gold. Yeah, I don't like that. He should have placed his wards before backing there. The bees. It's a cool effect on the 3 on this skin. I don't play much Afro. I feel like maybe I should pick up Afro support, but Beads and Aegis now available. Beads also upgraded. Maybe a slightly shorter cooldown. And I think this game still goes a little slow for a bit. Here's the items. Did go Domkins. Yeah, Leader's Cal, Devos, Exi, Domkins, Titan's Bane. He's furious. VXF, VXF, VXF. Not entirely sure what's going on there. No comment from me. Anyway, 30 minutes hits. I wonder if this was a deliberate decision by the Dragons. They're like, okay, we want to wait for EFG before fighting. We don't want to dice roll an FG. We don't want to fight on FG, want to make sure it's enhanced. I'm not sure. But it seemed that way. It seemed as if as soon as it turned to 30 minutes into the game, they were willing to step up, whereas before they'd just been sitting back here. I'm not sure if another relic came up there. I could have looked when I was talking through Coast's build, but I did not. Here we go. Killer. Oh! Okay, runs into it, but it's fine. Surfs around it. Slow immune in that dash. And again, Mike just constantly linked to Coast. Me looking at Leader's Cowl to remember exactly what it did. 5% increased power to nearby allied gods, plus an additional 3% for each ally god within 55 units, and a stack removed for each enemy god near it. So it's really good for objective damage, basically, is what it is, right? Seems that way. Charon ult used onto Dardes. I think Final K is in trouble here. He's very isolated. Again, you can't see the set health bar. Is this a thing? Is this a bug? I don't know. A bug? In my Spectator? In my Smite game? No. I like the interrupt there on Athena. One of the most glaring weaknesses of Athena, right, is just how easy it is to interrupt that charged dash. Put a lot of pressure out, they kill both Set and Athena, and they look like they want to step in, grab this mid-Phoenix before fire, and they do, they bomb it, and they take it down. We can't see the health on that either. Annoying. Maybe I just had something selected, but it's weird that we could see everybody's health apart from Set's. Don't know what that's about, really. That's fine. Gonna pull EFG now, they have really great damage with Erlang and Anhur. Final K does want to contest. Susanna ult thrown out over the wall. Nice ult by Final K. Gets jumped over by Coast, and Dardes secures the kill. Now just Thor. Sol available to try and defend, and it looks like they are giving it. They'll see Sol on the mid wave, and they'll be like, okay, we're pretty safe here. Have a good idea of what's going on. Probably no adapt. Adapting's not the kind of player to go for those low percent Thor YOLO steal attempts, right? Doesn't tend to slam those in comp games. And now we push down the solo side. They got mid-Phoenix already. Emperor's armor for PBM, evidently, from the effect on the Phoenix, and it just gets destroyed. Was it already low? Did they take that one down earlier? I wasn't paying attention to the map. Probably did. Oh, the Afro. I thought the Afro maybe wasn't linked to him for a second there, but it is. The Afro is still linked. So got Beads Aegis. Picking up some farm before backing, gets a 3k pot, runs it down Joe's side. They set up for Oni Fury. Oh, I went to Mike because I was interested if he was actually linked to someone else. Like, is he? And he is. He did link to Dardes, but as soon as Coast gets there, links straight back to him. He's like, okay, you're back. Thank God. Thank God you're here. Dardes, terrible kisser. He kept sticking his tongue in there. Anyway. Hello, cat. We have a raffled under the desk. I'll pull him up for you. Here he is. He likes to watch the lion. Look, that's a cat too. You know, ulting out. Invisible on the map. Was that a Shinto kill? And Coast and Mike are just like, sure, we'll base race you. They go Titan, adapting ults. They split. He lands down. Coast has immunity. He beads and uses the ult for immunity, and he gets the Afro ult. And that is that. They take down the Titan, and the Dragons win their first set with Coast. Well, I mean, this was their second game. But anyway, they end up winning the set 3-0. Mostly just wanted to watch this back for that mid-escape. I think it was one of those moments where a player just presses their buttons pretty much perfectly. We can have a look at the stats here. I'll pause it if we get to the other ones. You can see the build. You can see... Look at me mousing around. What a player. What a spectator. And here's the final game stats. 17.8k damage. A lot of healing from PBM. 10,450. Not insignificant at all. Almost out-healed Adapting's damage. Not far away. Shinto pretty quiet on the set as well. Almost as invisible as his health bar in that one. Low damage from Nika. 9k. got fairly outdamaged by Charon, but I honestly think a lot of what Charon provides is poke damage and not a lot else. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go prepare to stream. I hope you enjoyed this. I guess I'll put this live sometime during the stream or after the stream. So have a great weekend when it comes, everybody. Thanks very much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch the stream. Twitch Prime on Twitch. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.